welcome to another episode of Merrill Talks. We're back after a short break, and today we're going to be discussing a new class of weight loss drugs that have taken the world by storm and which are making waves in the markets. So with me, as always, is Merrill Fund Portfolio Manager Marc El-lazidi. How are you, Marc?
Good afternoon, Yannick. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm good. Summer is over.
It is. Well, almost over. There's probably still a bit left. So Marc, you recently wrote about Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly, two pharmaceutical giants, who have recently seen their stock skyrocket, in part due to the success of this new class of weight loss drugs. For those who are as yet uninitiated, these semaglutide drugs, as they're known, were originally developed to treat diabetes, but they've also been shown to cause people to lose up to 15% of the body weight. So let's start off with the market's reaction, Marc. Is it justified?
That's a big question. I mean, shall we be surprised? Will be more the question here. I mean, for the past 6 months, as we know, big attentions on semiconductors, luxury goods, growth story here. One from US, I will say, with the semiconductors, one from Europe. So I think it was quite a surprise for the crowd or for the investors, which is not so often on the social media. I'm talking about the pharmaceutical company. We have some news on TikTok, Instagram. I have to say, a lot of people have a lot of opinions on AI, semiconductors, but few on drugs. So I think it's a positive thing here. And yes, we shall be surprised. This is for sure. But I think it could be also a game changer. These two companies, one in US, which is Eli Lilly, quite a big cap, one of the biggest pharmaceutical company, and one in Europe, Novo Nordisk. And I think it could be, like I say, a game changer. Why it could be a game changer? Because like you say, Yannick, this drug was developed for diabetes patients. And they realize at certain moment that they can use it for weight loss. And I think a lot of, including us, we are dreaming to lose weight without doing exercise. So it could be a game changer.
In fact, as you said, that the drug was it was originally noticed that it had these effects on weight loss during clinical trials. Originally, it started to be prescribed before it was approved as a weight loss drug. Since then, Novo Nordisk's Wegovy has been approved as a weight loss drug and is on the market. While we've also had Eli Lilly's Mounjaro, which appears now to be in the final stages of the regulatory process. So what has the impact been on the two companies, and what can we expect maybe even going forward?
Yes, I think like you said before, we're happy to find a successful story in Europe here with Novo Nordisk. And I think going forward, because as you can understand, Novo Nordisk have already the drugs on the market when Eli Lilly, it's like at the final stage. So at the beginning of September, Eli Lilly didn't put anything on the market when Novo Nordisk started to enter into the UK market, which could be a big thing. I will say it's a complex drug in the way because the CEO of Novo Nordisk spoke about it and he say has issue, he need to use Thermo Fisher, so they need to use third parties. So I will say the demand is here, but the supply still not here. So I think that's why also the price pushed so high. And I think we could continue to see going forward potentially a push. I mean, what is interesting, it's like we need success story. And I think we are maybe at the end of the success story on the luxury good, where the European company are dominating the landscape. So it's good maybe to focus now on Novo Nordisk.
And would you say that that the companies are now overpriced? As in, we've obviously seen the stock increase quite substantially. Do you think there's more upside, or has this all kind of been priced in?
As usual, I mean, as you know, it's depending your time horizon, and in this case, in pharma, it's a good bet. Why? Because pharma, it's more like conservative. We shouldn't classify as a growth stocks. We are not in the space of AI. We are not in the space on the semiconductors, and we are not in the space on luxury goods. What I'm saying here, not a cyclical stocks. So I think the potential is there, but we need to see how the things will develop. And it still costs a lot of money. It's around 1,500 at the moment to get this drug per month. This is the cost per month. So,
Yeah.
Of course, there is it's a revolution for sure, but we have to wait. I mean, the potential, I will say, about the drug market and this kind of drugs is roughly 140 billion. So, and I think US market, it's quite big. It's really quite big. So definitely a lot of potential in front. If you are a long-term investor, you should be there, that's for sure. And you should be less nervous that if you own NVIDIA, for example, as we know, was the star of all the first 6 months in 2023. I think the potential is here, but at the moment, we need to be cautious with this market, that's for sure.
So do you think it will be an obstacle, the price tag going forward? I mean, you mentioned 1,500 euros is not cheap for most people. Do you think this will be problematic?
No, it will be not. But what we have to say at the moment, how's the situation at the moment? We got Lilly already on the second generation drugs with more in the pipeline. What I'm saying, they have 2 molecules when at the moment Novo Nordisk is 1 molecule. So I think we need to continue to observe these things. Obviously, AI will play a massive role, as we know, not only on the software or machine learning, but also on the drug discovery. And I think the potential is quite massive. And I think, like you say, people are willing to spend more money for the aesthetic. That's for sure.
Yeah. So maybe eventually, once we even start getting, because you obviously mentioned AI, and I guess we could eventually see ourselves in a reality where one has a diet plan, a fitness plan, all combined with a plan for taking like these weight loss drugs that is specific to their own genetic makeup, in the spirit of the personalized medicine we've kind of been hearing about for a long time now. Well, I mean, let's hope if it does eventually happen, it'll be more like Star Trek than Black Mirror. So yeah, on that note, we've reached the end of today's episode. Don't forget to find us on LinkedIn at Miriel Investors, and let us know in the comments section whether you think the hype surrounding these drugs is justified. A quick reminder before we go that this video is intended for information purposes only and does not constitute professional, financial, or investment advice. Thank you all for following, and we'll see you next time.